How is the squad looking ahead of the match injury-wise?
Yeah, Flinty and Shots came out yesterday and trained for the first time. Whether they'll be fit for Saturday, we'll have to wait and see. But it's nice to have them back in the group.
I was going to say, yeah, both of them have sort of been out for a little while.
Yeah.
Nice to have them back amongst the lads.
Yeah, it gives us that strength and depth that you definitely need at this level. And like I say, they've both worked hard. Fingers crossed. You know, that'll be the back of all the injuries from now until the end of the season for them.
I was looking at the calendar this morning. I couldn't quite believe it's the 18th of January. This month seems to have gone by very, very quick. How are things looking on the transfer front?
Well, you know, we've got 2 weeks to go, so we'll see what comes in. I think most probably we'll be talking after the transfer window about what we've done and what we haven't done rather than before. You know, we have targets out there, and you know, we'll try and get them if we can.
Are you close, particularly with anyone?
Like I say, I don't like talking about individual targets or individual people who are at different clubs. I think the respect that you've got to show, you know, other clubs. It's important that you keep it between the two clubs if the two clubs are talking.
Right, okay. Looking at the match this weekend, not be an easy game. No, there's no easy games in the Championship, but it won't be an easy game.
Now, Millwall, they're you know, they've got a very, very good manager, an assistant who are steeped in tradition at Millwall. They're the right people to manage that football club. You know, they've got great respect from the supporters on the side and the people around them. The chairman's been very good with them, and they've got some good players. You know, it's a little bit of a surprise that they haven't done as well as what they can do, but you know, there's half a season to go yet. And there's a long way for them to improve. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they came through the second half of the season with a better run than what they've had in the first half.
And George Saville, a chance for him potentially to come up against this former team?
Yeah, he's done better over the last few weeks. I think he's settled into the group now. Took him a while to settle. That's what happens with some. Some settle really quickly, others take time, and George's taken a bit of time, but he's a great kid. And I think he's just integrated much, much better now with the group. He feels at home, and that helps.
How has he been this week, obviously coming up against his former team? I know you're saying that he's integrated with the group, but have you sort of sensed a change in his personality, that he's looking forward to the match more, perhaps? Or?
No.
No?
No.
Same as always?
Trains the way he trains, yeah. He's a good lad, George.
Great. Magic, thank you.
Wait, it sounds like you might be out for tomorrow.
No, I'll be all right.
Yeah. What have you made of the start to 2019 after what was, I suppose by your own admission, a disappointing end to last year?
Yeah, yeah, we've had a good run of results, but I think it's going to be, you know, everything will be dictated over the next couple of weeks. I think if we can bring a couple in, then that'll help us push on. It's a tough league. There's some very, very good teams in the league. It's going to be very competitive right to the end. I can't see anyone breaking away from it. So, you know, the next couple of weeks are going to be big for the football club.
You just answered my next question there. You said you hope to bring in a couple. Is that, I mean, you've obviously got Rajib in so far. Would two be enough?
It's all according to who they are and what we can get. I think the most important thing is trying to identify the players who want. You know, we've done that. They're there. Whether we can get them or not is another issue. But we'll see. We'll see. We've got 2 weeks to do it.
Can I ask your opinion, your views on the hot topic of the week in Spygate and what's going on at Leeds?
Well, I think Bielsa you know, has got to do what he's got to do as a manager. I think Leeds have got to deal with it the way they feel right to deal with it. Obviously, and then you bring the authorities into it and see what they say. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Personally, I've been in the game a long, long time, and you know, quite a few years ago, you know, it was, you know, you'd ring people up about teams. Well, I can remember being at Gillingham playing in the 4th Division and ringing people up that I knew at other clubs to see, you know, what team they would play if they had injuries, or you'd ring a press man that you knew in that area, and it's always going on. There's always been managers and everybody up and down the country, especially the experienced ones, who didn't watch and didn't have the opportunity to watch the games we've got today. So then, yeah, but today we have so many games televised. We have so many, you know, I've got 2 sports analysts that I've had for years. And they just absolutely pick everything out of every game against opposition we're playing against. You know, I had 10 years in the Premiership, and we had to squeeze every pip out of every player at every club I was at. Do you honestly think I went into games without being organised, without sorting stuff out, without having a plan? You know, it's absolutely ridiculous to think that Bielsa's the only person in the world that is doing this. It's there. You know, the problem with what's happened there is it's absolutely crazy. How can you send a person with a Leeds tracksuit, with a wire cutter and a pair of binoculars to another training ground? It's just, you know, he's got to start watching some spy movies, I think, to see how it's done properly. But no, like I say, joking apart, it's up to, you know, obviously, Bielsa's been very honest with it. It's up to Leeds and it's up to the authorities.
Were you aware of anyone in the bushes watching your training session earlier in the season?
This is another a major point. For all what you do in respect to preparation, the players have then got to go. When that whistle goes, they're by themselves. They've got to go out and play. They are the best team in the league at the moment. They've been very, very good. They've played together as a team. You know, lad Roof up front has been absolutely exceptional. He's led the line brilliantly. Not only has he scored goals, his work rate and ethic and everything else. They just don't watch a board and then that decides how the result is going to go. There's certainly more to it than that. And Bielsa might be quite happy that we're talking about everything else apart from the team he's got that turns up on a Saturday, which at this present moment is the best team in the league.
Yeah, just finally on it though, I suppose there's a difference between what you said a moment ago, doing all that research, we saw that there's PowerPoint presentation, which we all do. There's a difference between that and watching matches on TV than there is to snooping in someone's training ground. You might have a player out injured, you might be working on a particular set piece.
Like I say, you'd have to speak to Marcello on that, and you'd have to speak to the people at Leeds. You'd have to see what the owners think, and then it'll be interesting to see what the authorities actually make of it and what they do. But as I've said, you know, research into, you know, where the teams play, the players and everything else has been made so much easier over the last 10 years. You know, it's gradually got, I mean, not just Premier League, but it's actually dropped down. You can take tape after, you know, we analyse 3 games. You know, we spend, my 2 analysis will be up there now. And they'll have it all prepared. They had it all prepared yesterday. They'll have it all prepared again today, and we'll do a presentation to the team. And that's what we do. And, you know, it's, you know, to think that, you know, there's only one person doing this is just crazy.
Do you want to take us up in shorts?
No, not at all. What I do is what I do, and I'm quite happy with it, and I'm quite happy me knowing about it and no one else.